Okay, so this is one that has been sort of bubbling up inside on me for a while now, and I've wanted to get it out. I was trying to figure out how to articulate it, and I think I've finally come up with it. I'm just gonna give you my thoughts. I'm just gonna fix the problem that is wrestling tribalism, and then we can be done with it. So it's very rare that I ask of this, but please, if you're watching this video and you agree with my thoughts, please share this video out. Please let people know that you do not have to be tribalistic when it comes to wrestling, and we can all just enjoy the same things. So I'm going to break this down for you now, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you. Hello and welcome to FTTR, I am Hugh McQuaid, and today we are talking about a talking point that is the wrestling community in general and the tribalistic nature that I am seeing taking over, specifically between AEW and WWE fans, and why it is okay to like both. Okay? Let's dive into that. But before we do, please hit subscribe, please like this video, please comment your thoughts down below on this. Please no tribalism in the comments. If there's one video where I don't want to see tribalism, it's my video on tribalism, please. So, let's dive into it. So I've seen a lot of stuff on the internet lately, a lot of comments. They're just sort of grinding my gears and talking about how they want AEW to fail, they want WWE to fail, or this person shouldn't have gone to AEW, this person shouldn't have gone to WWE. All this stuff that's just sort of, it's annoying me. It's just annoying. It's really, really annoying. So, how do I phrase this in as simple terms possible and fix the issue that is tribalism? I said it before. You can like both. We exist in a world where you don't have to pick a side. You don't have to pick a company to follow. That is like saying, I will only watch films by Disney, or I will only watch films by Warner Brothers. You'd be missing out. You'd be missing out on the likes of Dune. You'd be missing out on the likes of Avengers Endgame if you did that. It's just a silly stance to take. Now, I understand where this comes from, as WWE, AEW, professional wrestling in general stems from sort of sports. It's sports entertainment, as WWE have coined it. Therefore, it does often get treated like a sports team. The difference being is that with a sports team, you are actively looking to win. You are actively looking to play a season or play a league and come out on top and get promoted. That is the way that, at least here, football leagues work. Take, for example, just because I finished the documentary, Wrexham. Wrexham got promoted and they are in the new league. But guess what happens? The league restarts and you look to progress again. Professional wrestling is not like that. You do not have a winner of a league. This is essentially like saying EastEnders versus Coronation Street. Because it's scripted, it's storytelling. It is, as they say in Fighting With My Family, it's soap opera with spandex. Why are you actively looking for another one to fail? It's storytelling, it's different stories, it's just a medium of storytelling. So I don't understand from that angle, if you're coming at it from a sports perspective, like WWE on my team, I will only support and watch WWE. Cool, it's your right to do that. But they can't win anything. They will not physically win anything with AEW going out of business. This isn't a war, this isn't like a sports team. There's no trophy, there's no League Cup for WWE to win if AEW go out of business or vice versa. So from that angle, I just don't understand it. It baffles me that WWE and AEW and professional wrestling in general gets treated that way, because essentially it's just storytelling, it's just theatre, it's showmanship. We go for the stories, and the stories that they're telling, while they might not engage with you, they might engage with somebody else. Somebody else might get a lot out of Mercedes Moné debuting in AEW, or The Rock talking about Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins doing a rock concert on SmackDown. People get different elements from different aspects of wrestling, and that's why we love it. So that clears that up. My take on the sports thing is done. The other thing that I want to discuss is, if you're actively looking for one of these companies to fail, you are actively looking for both companies to fail, because, let me explain this. This should not be hard to get your head around. If both companies are doing well, then both companies will continue to do better. If AEW didn't exist, where would WWE be? There'd be no competition, and we would be stuck in the same cycle. Less wrestlers, getting less big paydays, getting less exposure, which just means the industry itself is just in this vice grip, this monopoly. That's not good for any business. Any business that has a monopoly is not good. Vice versa, if WWE didn't exist for AEW, what would that look like? There'd be so many wrestlers who wouldn't have big time employment on the big time stage. People do better and businesses do better, and there is active, a thriving scene for that to be a thing. Like music, like art, like films. Take, for instance, let me get this out there. I like using movie analogies. Superhero films. Like superhero films, people often pit Marvel versus DC. If both are doing well, both will do well, Marvel does well, more people are likely to go see a different superhero film, because we are the hardcore fans. The average person on the street wouldn't know if something's Marvel or DC. They would see superhero, oh, I really like that superhero film, I'm going to go check that out. Vice versa in wrestling, hey, I really liked that match on AEW Dynamite, I want to watch more wrestling. What should I look up? Oh, AEW, oh, sick. Oh, WWE, sick. There's so much out there that we don't need to be tribalistic about this. It's just asinine and infuriating seeing people want businesses to actively fail. Like, why can't we just accept right now that both, not even just both, but the majority of wrestling companies out there right now are doing really, really well. Not just in terms of creative and storytelling, but in terms of business. The industry is thriving. More people are getting more exposure, which is making more people come to this hobby/passion that we love. What's wrong with that? We don't need this toxicity that has seeped into every single aspect of every single fandom. And for a while, I actually thought wrestling was out of that. Me, I'm a hopeless Doctor Who fan, and I lived through the Chris Chibnall era and saw the toxicity that came from that fandom. And it was heartbreaking. And for a long time, it got rekindled with the Wednesday Night War, whatever you want to call that. But it's just got worse and worse over these past few months. It sucks, because I thought we were above this. One of the things I love about pro wrestling is how inclusive it is, and how everyone you can find anything you like in wrestling. You want soap opera, you've got it. You want storytelling, you've got it. You want work rate, you've got it. You want intergender wrestling, you've got it. You want women's wrestling, you've got it. You've got absolutely everything in this hobby, and people are trying to tear that down. Like, wrestling should be the most inclusive, joyous pastime. Yet a contingent of people don't want it to be that, which is awful, really. It's really, really bad. And how do I solve this? It's simple. Just fucking enjoy it. Just enjoy that we are living in a wrestling boom period. Sure, you might not like Will Ospreay versus Konosuke Takeshita. You might not like Penta and Orange Cassidy doing Canadian Destroyers to each other. You might not like Maxine Dupree and Candice LeRae having arguments about her dead brother and everything like that. But if someone gets something out of that, who are we to take that away? Just change your phrasing. I wasn't much for that, but I'm really glad you enjoyed it. That's all we need to do. That is how you fix wrestling tribalism. That is how we move forward as not just a fandom, but a society. Just be nicer to each other and accept that it will be a very, very, very boring world if we all liked the same things and we can have a friendly discussion about that. The discourse is over. I have fixed it. Just be nice to each other. Wrestling fans, okay? Is that enough to ask? Is that simple enough? We can do this. We can do this. I broke it down, fixed it. Wrestling tribalism is no more. And I want to know what you guys are excited about. What are you looking forward to in the world of professional wrestling moving forward? I want to know everything. Whatever promotion you like, let me know down in the comments and I will try and reply to every single one of them. Thank you all ever so much for your support and have a nice day.